think I had probably written that essay about a year or so before I submitted it. And I feel like it was one of those essays that kind of like came quickly to me, at me, and surprised me a lot. And I was writing about things that I hadn't ever actually really written about or looked at so closely. So it definitely had a lot of energy, and it was also a big mess. And I spent a lot of time working with the three parts of the story, and then my writing group was really helpful in offering feedback. And I feel like I did a fair bit of kind of nitpicking and revising and just making sure that it was how I wanted it to be before I started submitting it. And it made it the shortlist for one competition. Got rejected in a bunch of places, and then I was so excited that it won the Amy Award. It was actually an assignment from a really great class I took um, on different forms of creative nonfiction with Nicole Bright. And it was a form that I had never heard of. I didn't know what a diptych or a triptych was. But it was really interesting how being handed over a container and a couple of rules, which generally I don't like, how it just somehow channeled these stories to be told in the way they wanted to be told. It was really surprising. And as soon as I started one of the three parts, like I knew exactly what the others were going to be, even though I didn't know how they would look. And there was a lot of ways of kind of playing with each of the stories to find links and hinges between the three that, yeah, kind of took a life of its own. I was really excited to be a reader, and I learned so much. And I think, especially just keeping in mind as a submitter that whoever is going to be reading your piece is going to be reading it with so many other pieces. And so it's really, really important, I think, to take the time to make sure that the piece is the one you want to send. It doesn't matter what your friends think, which is the burning one that you want to send that has energy. Listen to that. Spend time working on it, polishing it, asking friends for feedback. The whole fussing thing, I think, is really important so that when you submit it, you're really proud of what you've done, as proud as possible. And then on the receiving end, I definitely pay attention. First of all, the first thing I get is the title, and it's pretty amazing. Like some titles just make you so interested right away. So titles are really important. And the first sentence or the first paragraph, that's when the reader gets really interested. So making sure that however you start this piece, is it really the beginning? Is it where the story wants to start? Often for myself, it's like, oh, I need a whole page of warm up before I get to the story. So where is it starting? Does it have energy? And same with the ending. Sometimes you read this brilliant story and you're in it, and then it kind of drops away, or maybe there's a part two that didn't fit the word count. So you have to work with a word count and have a complete story holding together. I think those are helpful pieces of advice. And maybe one more, and this is again, judging is such a subjective experience. Like I love weird writing, I really do. So my advice would be go weird, experiment, have fun with the form and the constraints or how it looks on the page. And someone else might not like that, but it definitely stands out if you're going to do something a little bit different. And if the judge is thinking, oh, I've never seen someone do this in this way, or I wonder what techniques they're using, or yeah, we love to be surprised. So if you can surprise the reader, that's a good thing too. There's the quality of just subjectivity in contest is kind of what makes it hard. But I also kind of see it as the thing that makes it less hard. So I actually love submitting to contests. For me, they're a lot more fun because it's totally a shot in the dark. Of course, I'm not going to win every competition. That's impossible. But there's something a little bit exciting about it. So if you're excited with the piece that you've chosen, again, like the one that you feel has energy, and if you're excited about the place where your money is going to, so, the Amy Award is an incredible donation. It's a gift to something. So, wherever it goes from then, you've already done something really good. If you're excited about the judge, so, to consider, wow, I would love that person who I admire to read my work. Those are all things that can really encourage you to submit and to just hand it over. So I think it can be something that can be more fun in some ways than submitting things to literary journals. And hopefully it's not as sad when you don't win them, and you just keep trying and keep looking for those competitions that are the most exciting to you, and just take a try.